I decode your answers, love, career, and more. We've got the guidance you seek. Tap into shamanic roots, uncover your inner energy, chase your dreams, learn from the wisdom of tribal mystics, bridging the gap to your potential. Supercharge your experience with us. Book now at tanyad.tv for self-discovery, and I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Inshallah, Anshe. It's a fantastic Friday, zooming in from Small Lake City, Utah. Who's ready for Friday's live, some mini cowrie shell divinations? I just realized I have this over here. However, while we're waiting for people to tune in, hop in live and join us for some fun. I see somebody's there. Just remember, if you have a question, something on your mind, make sure you comment in the show notes there so I can move the shells on your behalf and tune in to what the universe has to offer you. That's how that works. And let's see, so many opportunities here. I always have to make sure I'm streaming everywhere. Oh, cool. There we go. Awesome. Make it fantastic. That's what I'm saying. So with that, as we are zooming in, I do want to announce that we are actually in the season of fire, but also, bingo, spill the tea. This is a monthly live show I do to my subscribers, my email list privately. This spill the tea is going to be all about the season of Gemini and what's on the horizon with our Mercury, our solar plexus, activating in that season, and what's like being accentuated, what we can access in our own private, I like to call it a grimoire. I think we all have a gift and a purpose, unique and individual to each and every one of us. That's why we're so many stars like glimmering here in the, I'll say the elemental earthly pathway is kind of what that feels like. So I'm super stoked about this monthly live show, again, Spill the Tea. And I hold that in my online coven, what I call the Shamanic Healing Academy. That's where I host all of my live shows that are kind of private for my little community. I do want to announce also, we've entered into, if you watched my show on YouTube, we've entered into the season of the snake. That's kind of the southeast quadrant of our house, elementally in the direction in time and space. So it's actually, I find it very curious. That happens to be where my garage is. So I plan on cleaning out my garage this weekend and like activating that area of my house. So kind of look and muse about where or what's in the southeast area of your home. So we end up in the snake arena, I'll say, for about 18 days. And then we move into the horse, which is like pure south. And that's my pendulum clock. I don't know if you can hear that. The southern direction. The reason I bring this up predominantly is we've just entered into what the Chinese call period 9. We're in this period for 20 years. So the southern direction is actually highly activated for 20 years. So kind of muse back, if you can, back to February and notice what elemental fire has actually been activated for you. There's going to be a lot of passion in the world, I'll say, entertainment, a lot of people glimmering their stars. I would say food industries, entertainment, AI, of course, we all know that. That's definitely on the precipice. But today, this is actually the 4-pillar energy for today specifically. And you can see Yang Wood. And if you've heard me before, Yang Wood of all the day masters, because that's what you want to protect. We all have a day master that we're born in on. But Yang Wood is actually my day master, but it's on the tiger, Yang Wood tiger. But Yang Wood of all the day masters needs all of the elementals for balance. So energetically, just looking at our day today, it's the yin water in the year. It's very actually weak in the season of the summer. It's an opposing energy. For myself, water, the house I bought, like spirit divinely guided me here. I have a house with a pool and a water because I need water. I have so much elemental fire that I have to soothe and calm the fires. And my Yangwood day needs to be sustenance. So again, like of all the elementals, yang wood needs all the elements for energetic balance compared to other ones. So just looking at our day is actually supported. We've got yang wood for the day, yang wood for the year. So this is like a frenemy is in the village, kind of in the future actually. And the snake, the yang fire, is actually burning the yin wood or the yang wood. So that gives that's performance. So this is somebody it's a very charismatic day, but there's a lot of earth energy. So for a yang wood day master, earth represents assets, wealth, productivity, things you create and bring into the world, creature comforts. And the yin metal, which I took this right before I went live, that's power. It's our leadership abilities. It's courage. And all of the elementals carry, I will say, emotions, mental clarity, physical assets and whatnot, attributes. And I generally look at the 4 pillars for health and healing when I work on people to see what's, I'll say, hidden or needs to be activated. Like I said, I have a house with a pool. Elementally, I have no water in my chart. Yang wood, water is a resource. So I kind of have to create my own resources. And I do that within my environment and the people around me, solution driven. So I just kind of wanted to bring that in for the day. This is actually a day where lymphatic circulation, with all that earth, lymphatic circulation is an energy system that we have to move in order to activate it, where our heart pumps on its own, the kidneys filter through themselves, our lungs, breath work, right? So the lymphatic system is the only system that actually needs us to move for it to actually do its job and remove toxicity, which brings me to, let's see here. I have so many opportunities on my screen, which brings me to, well, we just did enter the fire season, but I'll get back to that. So on the face, the reflex zones of the face, fire actually is an elemental that will show up at the end of the nose and the upper lip, energetically, and the forehead, the small intestine. And wrinkles on the forehead, vertical or horizontal, different vibrations, by the way. But that usually will tell you if somebody's small intestine is not absorbing nutrients to literally feed the body through the blood, because it's red blood circulation. And of course, the heart, people who, I'll say, imbibe a lot of alcohol usually have a red tip of their nose and their upper lip. And those are just telltale signs how the body speaks a language. But fire imbalances could also show up on the stomach line and also the lung. It just depends on the person and their elemental balance. But this is kind of the reflex zones that I look at when I look at the skin and also the body, how the body morphs when it's imbalanced based on the 5 elements. Energetically, I'm talking about energies, by the way. Everything I do is in the energy world and the elemental world as well. So kind of fascinating. And it's interesting how this all actually plays out. So I bring this up because we're just entered the fire season. And so to maintain balance is what I recommend for my clients, especially myself. I'm excess fire. So fire is about soothing and calming. It's a polarity of energies. And also water, but also living in Utah is very metal vibration. So I myself work between water, fire, and metal, varying through the seasons we're in. Predominantly, I'll probably be working more with the fire line. Number 1, we're in period 9, which is fire. Number 2, we're in the season of fire. So that would be something I'd use to soothe my water and my fires to balance them as well. So this, how it maps out is pretty fascinating, like paying attention to people's bodies and algorithms and seasons, I'll say. But also I wanted to bring up, where is this? I'm not seeing exactly, oh, there it is. What I want? Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, faked you out. So the reason I bring this up as well is the dragon is also the southeast. That's wealth and prosperity. So it's very like giving or gifting is fantastic, because giving with gratitude is also receiving. So it's kind of reciprocity. That's why removing what's no longer serving us and maybe gifting it to somebody else that's in need of something is highly valuable, because it speaks to the universe reciprocity. Like I said, I'll be cleaning out my garage and gifting things away that are no longer serving my gift at the moment. And then at the tides of fire season, again, period 9, the South is highly activated for 20 years, actually. And mountain, you want to place a mountain there, to be honest, because mountain is also wealth. For the fame and the recognition. So you're going to see a lot of people that actually are elemental fire, or be more active, like be seen, charismatic. You'll see them influencers and stuff like that. Society using words and invoking words. So I'm pretty excited myself for various reasons, but that's really on like the platform for life. But we're also seeing celebrities, if you're on TikTok, like, wow, the trend blocking these celebrities, which I find fascinating. I think we're cleansing out the spiritual cosmic fires so we can reinitiate change and transformation in community, which brings me to the Dagara cosmology. We are in a year of communication, connection, family, conversation, but the opposing force to a mineral balance or imbalance is lies, deceit, and gossip, and how this plays out, whether it's work, home, family, relationships. Plus, astrology plays a huge role. I generally, myself, I follow the moon as a reflector. The moon gives me a lot of different flavors as it aligns with different gates in my human design chart, which I find curious. So I've been doing a lot of divinations, and in person and through Zoom, talking about it really is about the conversation and the communication and the words we use, if we're using spiritual truths or neglecting our own truths with words and the conversation and the communication around that. So I find that pretty fascinating. So if those of you that are tuning in, watching in, be sure to comment. I'm going to switch screens so I can show the shells. Let me see if I could do this like fantastic. I wonder if there's something else I wanted to share. Oh yeah, the elemental pathway. Those of you that tuned in for day 1, I'm actually extending it to 7 days. So I kind of opened the door. Make sure you do tune into Gift and Purpose. That's like your bonus. It's an additive ingredient. Work through the workbook as well, and also take the Change Your Stars quiz to assist you on your intuitive gift. We all have them. They just play out in different flavors for each and every one of us, actually. So be sure you do that before next Wednesday, by the way, just as a side note. And let's see, I'm going to, let me think. There he is. Okay. Move myself around. There I go. So for those of you that are curious and are ready for a divination. So the art of divination for what I do was brought to the West by Malidoma Somé, an indigenous African shaman that I worked with. He came in through vision. Everything I do is through visions, dreams. If you've ever worked with me and I tell you you're in my dream space, that's like spirit kind of nudging to show insight or information. Usually it's around a healing situation, I'll say. That's how spirit generally works through me. It'll show me where the imbalance is, and usually, often, all the time, I get a ritual prescription for the person to initiate the change that's on their highway. And it's always within an elemental, usually, that I work with. Sometimes spirit will show me numbers energetically. I can place those into your energetic centers through the subtle fields. Just depends on the person. That's just how I work. There's other seers out there, I'm sure, that work differently. And also through words, right? Conversation. Words are spells. Cooking with herbs, invoking words, praying over food, being grateful for the plants and the medicine and the journey, an attitude of gratitude. So if you are curious and ready, go ahead and comment. comment so I can see who is ready for a little side note. Look at all these people live today. Wow. I didn't know that was happening. So yeah, I also work with the Fae, which I'm shuffling my fairy cards. And this is Ibe the Retriever. If you've listened to my show, this is like literally he's activating his throat center. So this is actually about speaking spiritual truths. It's right in alignment with metal, mineral, air goes over here as well. Stone, the bones, stones in our bones. It's interesting how the elementals play out. So again, if you're part of the elemental pathway or gift and purpose, this is kind of how this plays out. And we all have these elements, and it's just about balance and recognizing our own unique asset, which is ourselves, which is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Like, how boring would the world be if we all had the same gift and nothing different? It's fine. I have a lot of wisdom. I'm kind of a crackerjack box, I'll tell you. I just get intuitive hits. It's been this way my whole life. And if you're new to me, Jackie, if you have a question, I'll be happy to move my shells on your behalf. And if you're nervous, don't worry. You can schedule a private session. I generally will not say anything live if spirit nudges me to zip my lip. I always get intuitive hits on that as well. That's just an online disclaimer. I do appreciate that. But yeah, this is all spiritually initiated through the other world, the world of spirit. Not only am I a reflector in human design, I'm also part of the fire clan, which is the other world, being a seer into the unseen, dreams, visions. That's just how I function, and also in Chinese astrology as well. But again, just knowing the algorithm, my own personal algorithm. So that's kind of how I dive in, and I work with people to really assist them in their own transformation and recognizing your own beauty that resides within you. That's kind of where that comes from. And working with the elements to bring change. And also knowing that we're all going through change and transformation right now. This is going to be, I'm going to call it, the reason the summer really for me is going to be like highlighted is we're in elemental fire for 20 years and we're heading into the season of fire. So there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of Mars energy. Mars is also fiery. The sun shines upon everything. Leo, also fire. And also Jupiter, which is going to be moving into Gemini very soon. So there's all this flushing that's happening. And in human design, those three are actually part of the Pearl sequence, which is like our purpose, why we came into the planet at this time, at this moment. And I truly believe we all have a gift and we all have a fantastic asset within us. And it's just a matter of putting that to great use. So yeah, if anyone's ready for a little live show cowrie shell move around, just comment and I'll for sure move the shells on your behalf. Or I can just do like a studio or a weekend live. That's also fun. I find that to be very, yeah, I love it actually. I'll just go with that. The weekend fun. I'm trying to see if anybody's on my other, I'm multi-streaming, just so you know. Oh, there's my friend Todd. Let's see. Let me go here. There I go. Am I live over here? Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just live on one platform. Well, that's fantastic. I'm telling you, these updates are pretty curious. Oh, well, that's okay. As long as I'm live somewhere and my connection is excellent. So that's awesome. Okay, so I guess I'll do a weekend scroll. Looks like we're going to get rain again here in Small Lake, Utah. So yeah, it looks like our intuition is also activated. I feel like this is going to be like how we're intellectualizing our feelings and our emotions. The reason I say that is the moon herself, the goddess of the night, is in the season of Gemini. So that's also speaking to spiritual truths. It's air. And these all play out. They all layer again. So I'm just going to affirm the magical being that resides within me, the magical being of all of you tuning in and listening. The energies of all the elementals, star, light, sound, fire, wood, nature, mineral, clay, stone, genies, cantombles, wedames, all the beings in the seen and the unseen, the animal beings, the spirits, our ancestors, the great spirit, the oneness, that I may be a conduit and deliver the weekend message, I'll say. And with that, I'll say Ashe. Just tune in a little bit, go into my subtle self, look at the trees out the window. So I'm going to say we need to go to the water, do a little cleansing, get a little refreshing to get clear about where we're moving forward through the summer. Who is our friends? Who's our community? This is like literally creating a blessing bowl of what we want to glimmer into the future. I like to glimmer myself, what that looks like, what that feels like, some healing. Water is a healing tool as well. And how we are identifying in the world is actually going through a cleansing ritual, whether that's us physically getting in water, energetically getting in water, or also I want to say in moving waters. It's getting like a cleansing so we can literally return to being devoted to our own heart, which then brings us some inner peace into the physical world, opens up the relationship, unlocks the door to get us clear about our transformation and the conversations out into the world as we get organized around what our heart wants. Our spiritual acumen is actually about having a wake-up call, spirits bringing us more peace and joy and fun and laughter. This is all fiery energies, charisma, but we're also surrendering to the transformation, literally the transformation. And spirit is going to be like the guiding light, the brilliant like light. This is our energy body, our spirit body, our higher self, whatever you want to call it. So many words for the same thing. Embodying that fully so we can lead our life in a radical way through communicating our gift and our purpose, why we came into the planet at this time. But also going to the mountain and allowing the mountain to assist us. And remember, we go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets, anything that's hidden. That also brings me back to the year of the dragon, which is a mountain, the mystical and the magical, and like letting that those treasures out of the bag. Even our connection to the spirit world is going through a transformation as well. This weekend, I would highly suggest you go to the mountain, connect with a tree spirit, also a water spirit, to assist you in the change that's before us, whatever that looks like. Invoking with words, but also discerning boundaries, right? We need energetic boundaries, whether that's relational, emotional, physical, or even spiritual boundaries. By the way, boundaries, there's a variety of different kinds of the messages that come in that are actually going to assist us in healing. So maybe you sit down with yourself and with your soul and write down some great affirmations that are healing words, like knowing you are enough, believing you are enough, knowing you are worthy, and you deserve it. And literally, I find most people, we've lost our connection to the spirit world, whatever that is for us. We don't need to go to a specific place. Spirit's always within us, and having those conversations, invoking words, inside voice and outside voice, both corridors, I'll say. So with that, I'll say Ashe, make it fantastic. That's kind of what I see looking at the shells. And again, if you're curious, don't hesitate to ask a question. They just kind of speak through me. Sometimes people want to cry. I do have that habit. I'll apologize, but crying is healthy. We don't grieve enough for where we're at and what we're doing. But there's something about a huge transformation happening for us. I keep pulling the death card, which death is just change. It's the transformation that we're like on. And a lot of times people fear change, and change is like inevitable. The seasons change. We're in a change of life. Our goals change. Our prime directive shifts. It just is an added ingredient to the story, right? Scripting our own story is going through a huge transformation. I'm just thinking of Jupiter and Taurus and what's happening for us there. But just know that all that glimmers is gold. He's a little, how do you say that? Glanimer. I want to call him it's like a, yeah, Glanimer. What do you call it? Like a, almost a, I can't even use the word. And it feels like a necromancer, but that's not it. That's kind of what I feel here. This is like a protective being that shows us the test to make sure we're ready for the test. And this is us opening up and feeling what we feel and actually committing to a new way of feeling and sharing those feelings, actually. So that's kind of what's happening there. I know we're afraid of aliens, but aliens are just like us. Sometimes we're alien to them, kind of like animals, I'll say. Yeah, definitely. Make it great. I'm going to go connect with a fern. I can see that. Anyways, okay. Does anybody have something on their chest or their tip of their tongue they want to converse to? There was also a shell that just told me, hilarious, pay attention to your dreams and possibly channeling spirit. That was kind of a Bashar moment, if you've ever watched Bashar. He's a great channeler, similar to Abraham Hicks, but different. If you've ever followed Bashar and knowing you are the gift, and wake up every day knowing you are the gift. So again, if anybody wants to comment, if you got something on the tip of your tongue, I can invoke your spirit team and move the shells on your behalf and see what comes up or comes through energetically. But just know we have, again, the southeast area, like that would be the area. We've got 18 days, I'll say, probably a little more, but 18, to clean that arena of our home, our business, to activate it. And knowing that we're in period 9, again, fire in the south. So the areas that you want to activate to bring in the water spirits. In feng shui, it's like mountain stars and water stars. The water stars are literally the southeast, the southwest, and the north. So you want moving water there. It can also be mirrors in those directions. And also, I want to say wind chimes as well. I've been using water and that totally transformed. I'm not even kidding you. My Tanya D page on Facebook went viral. I'm not even kidding. So did my YouTube channel quite quickly. So it's just the consciousness awareness and holding that frequency. So again, okay, if I don't get any takers, now that I know I'm not live on my Rising of the Origins, I'm so sorry about that. I might have to comment and share that to my tribe, the new algorithm. And also, tigers on the planet here. We're going to go through some kind of an initiation this weekend. And it's Mother's Day, right? So, yeah, what does your mom really want besides all the cooking things? Just saying. I am cleaning out my garage. That's my plan. So with that, there's Tiger. He likes to, want to say hi to everyone? Huh? Say hi, buddy. Oh, you just want to sit there? You want me to move the shells? Say hi. Come on. Get your little face over here. You're like, no way? All right. No worries. Okay. Well, make it fantastic. Have an amazing Mother's Day. Activate your divine feminine and love yourself some more. Create some amazing affirmations, knowing you are doing fantastic. You feel fantastic. Take a bow in the mirror and acknowledge your fantastic self. And I'll see you on the other side, as always, or at least next Friday. So come with an open heart, and we'll move the shells. Blessings.